guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. My name is Janet, and thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for clicking on this video. It actually means a lot to me that you find my videos worth watching, and I know it's time and it's also resources that you're spending, and the fact that you're spending that on me makes me really happy, and I really appreciate it. So today I want to talk about something that is really dear to my heart. It's about money, and it's also about savings. I think this is a very important topic that we should all be talking about and try to find ways that we can improve our finances. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 simple steps that can help you when you're trying to save money. I know it's not easy to save money. It's not easy actually to put money aside in reality, because a lot of us have a lot of restrictions and financial challenges that might hinder us from saving money the way we want to. But I would like to share with you some basic things that you can try, and this might not be new to you, but I still want to share it anyway because it might help someone out there. So let's get into the video. I used to have really bad money habits, and it's not like I even have that much money to begin with, but the moment money hits my account, I literally go on a spending spree and I start buying things, I start ordering stuff. And to be honest, these are things that don't really make sense at the end of the day. They didn't make much sense. Like, why did you buy this in the first place? And at the end of the month, I cannot really tell where the money went to, but I just hit rock bottom. Like, literally, I spend like my bank account is a bottomless pit that you just keep on pulling money out of. But then I realized that I'm spending all this money, like 5,000 forints here and 3,000 forints there and here and there, and then before you know it, your bank account is empty. And there's really no accountability of where the money went. Okay, we know like you paid rent, bills, whatever, but then there should have been a portion of that money that should have gone to savings, but it's nowhere to be found. So how can we fix this? That's what I told myself, like, really, Janet, how can you fix this? Because this is not good. In my opinion, the first step would be to have a clear goal on how much money you want to be saving every month or every 2 weeks. I know some people get paid every 2 weeks, and some folks get paid once at the end of the month. So depending on that, you want to schedule when you are going to be moving money from your accounts from your salary account into your savings account. And I read somewhere that the minimum percentage should be 10%. Let's assume that you are earning let's say $200 every month as salary, and based on this 10% rule, you should be able to keep aside $20 every month as savings. And honestly, it's not like a set rule. If you can go more than 10% to save 20% or 30 or 40%, that is even better. But if you have a lot of financial challenges, even 5%, even saving 5% is better than saving 0%, like saving nothing at all. So depending on how your financial strength is, just try to have a particular percent of money has a set goal for you. This is going to make things a bit much more clearer. This is going to help you to know that, okay, every month 10% of this money goes here as savings, and then you just get that out and have that always at the back of your mind that this is something you need to fulfill. This is a goal that must be reached. Now that we have a clear goal set for ourselves, you want to go ahead and create a budget for yourself and also control your expenses. So having a budget doesn't have to be that you are suffering or you are starving yourself and you cannot enjoy the good things of life. But it just means that you're trying to keep track of how you're spending money and also where your money is going. And you'll be surprised to see, really, when you start writing down all your expenses every month and tracking it, you'll be surprised to see where the bulk of your money is going. It will be going to so many unnecessary things that can be cut out and can be removed from your expenses, from your monthly expenses, which can actually be a chunk of money that you can put into your savings. So you want to sit down and create a budget of how much money you spend. Maybe you want to start with tracking your expenses first to see where your money is going, and then from there you can do a clean up and remove the unnecessary things, and then you know for sure that in every month this is how much I spend and this is where my money is going. So you have your basic needs like food, and you have accommodation, you have the bills and transportation. Healthcare is also a basic need, and then apart from the basic need, you also have the wants, which for me I call my personal upkeep. So my personal upkeep contains like waxing, and it contains my nails, it contains maybe skincare products or beauty products, hygiene products. It does also contain like dinner, like eating out and maybe having some drinks with friends. Sorry guys. Oh yeah, so for me that's what contains in my wants, or my what I call my personal upkeep. And I do tend to save depending on which month it is. I do try to save for other kind of purchases. Like when I started to buy some equipment for filming, I had to start putting a little bit of money aside to be able to make that purchase, because it was never in my budget in the first place. So I had to create a separate budget for that, and then spend some time putting in money, and then it enabled me to purchase what I need. So setting a budget is very important, and also controlling your expenses. So when you set the budget, you want to control your expenses. And one thing I noticed is that when you have like a salary increase, and then you start to see also your expenses increase to match up that amount of money that you got as increased. I think it's called Parkinson's law or something, that your expenses actually grow to match up your income. So this is where controlling your expenses actually come into play, because if you have like an increase at your workplace, you want to, okay, you can splurge and maybe include some things that you've always wanted but was never able to get. But then you should also keep in mind that you want to have control over that, and not let like your excuse me, and don't let like your expenses to match up your income, because then that would mean that you are not living within your means. If you find out that your income hardly covers your basic expenses like food, accommodation, and all the basic things that you need to survive as a human, then maybe you want to start to look into creating another stream of income for yourself, which can help you to be able to save more money. So if you're able to create another source of income, maybe a side hustle to supplement your normal salary, then this can be an avenue for you to be able to save money. Because I know like it's not everyone that has the opportunity to be able to save money because of financial constraints. But then if you find yourself in that situation, then you want to start looking into having maybe a side hustle that can help you to increase the inflow of money into your accounts for you to be able to save more. The third thing you want to do is to build an emergency fund first. Then you can move on to start saving money that you can use to maybe invest or try new things that would help to multiply your money. You don't want to start using your emergency funds to maybe buy stocks or start a new business, because when you put money into this kind of ventures, it's not so easy to liquidate. So emergency funds are funds that should be readily available, so when you need it in an emergency, you should be able to easily access it. The idea of having an emergency fund is to be able to have at least 6 months of your monthly expenses in an emergency fund. For example, if your monthly expense based on your budget is maybe $100, then you should be able to have $600 saved into an emergency fund for emergency situations. Let's assume, God forbid, something happens to your job and then there is no inflow of cash. You would be able to have 6 months worth of money that would keep you that will just keep you functioning until you are able to figure out what to do. And emergency funds can also be used in health situations. Maybe you have a bill that you need to pay relating to health that doesn't cover, that your insurance doesn't cover. An emergency fund is also, it's something that you can always fall back on. It's like a soft, it gives you a soft landing, I would say, if something really bad happens to your inflow of money. The reason why I said that you should have an emergency fund first, then you can start to save money for other things is because I used to have a savings account where I just put in any amount. It was not even a lot, and to be honest, I was not consistent, and I called that savings, or whatever I called it at that time. And what happened was that whenever I had an emergency, I would have to take out everything that was in that account, and sometimes it was not even up to what I needed to solve the issue. And then I started going around trying to balance up the amount that I need. So I just take out the money from my savings account and I go do whatever I need to do. I go make the payments of whatever I need to pay. And then it was a circle of spend the money and then try to replenish the account, spend the money and then try to replenish the account, spend and then try to replenish the account. And most of the time there was there was actually nothing in the accounts, to be honest, because life happens and we have emergencies. We need to pay for certain things like urgently. So what I realized is that having an emergency account actually helps me to have money set aside for emergencies. And then now I'm trying to work on having a proper savings account that I can use for investment, that I can use to buy stocks, I can use to maybe start a business or whatever, anything that can help to multiply my money and make the money work for me. So at least whenever I'm doing all those new things, I'm trying all these things, my mind is at rest that I have 6 months worth of expenses saved up just in case there's an emergency. I won't have high blood pressure trying to get funds to help my situation. So this is the reason why I mentioned to please have an emergency fund first, and then you can save to try other things and dabble with wealth creation. Always remember that savings is to be used to create wealth, not to pay bills. Your emergency fund should be used to pay your emergency bills, but then your savings, you should use that to create wealth and not use it to pay bills. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I'm trying to explain it as much as I can. So first, have a clear and realistic goal of how much money you want to be saving. 2, set a budget for yourself and control your expenses. 3, create an emergency fund first, and then you start to save money that you can use for other things. The 4th thing I wanted to mention is to automate your savings. And what I mean by that is I know that some banks have the option for you to be able to automate payments, and that means you can have a recurring payment that can be made from your salary account to your savings account. This will save you a lot of time, and you know that the moment your salary gets to your account, there is an automatic withdrawal that should happen for the money to be paid into your savings account or your emergency fund or whatever. And if you don't have that option to maybe automate payments from your salary account to your savings account, then you want to make sure to consciously have it at the back of your mind every time that the first money that should leave your bank account is your savings account or your emergency funds. But the first thing that should leave your account is not your rent or whatever. It should be the money that you have set as a goal, 5%, 10%, you remember? That goal that you set for yourself should be the first thing that leaves your salary account. Use the service if it's available for you at your bank and automate your withdrawals for your savings into your accounts automatically instead of doing it yourself. If you don't want to do it yourself, you can automate it. The option is there anyway. The 5th thing I wanted to mention is for you to have an accountability partner when you're just starting to build the habit of saving. I feel like I mentioned accountability partner in literally all my videos. Well, not all, but I've mentioned it quite a few, because I feel like it's very important, especially if you are trying to build a new habit, something that is not second nature to you. Having the discipline to save money is a good money habit. It's a good money habit that develops over time, and then it becomes second nature to you, to the point that when you don't do it, you feel like something is off, you know. So if you're just starting and it's like a challenge for you to keep to your goals and your commitments, you want to have someone in your life that is checking on you to make sure that every 2 weeks or every time at the end of the month that you are able to put in that 5%, put in that 10%, that 20, 30, 40% that you have set at the beginning as your goal. You need someone that is going to give you that nudge, to be like, hey, did you save that money? Did you save it? Did you save it? So that is just the importance for me of having an accountability partner, and it should be someone that you are really comfortable with, someone that you trust, someone that you are free to talk with. Having a partner that keeps you in check and really helps. So that's why I always talk about having an accountability partner. So in total, I mentioned 5 things. First one is to have a clear goal, set a goal. And the second thing is to set a budget and also control your expenses. The third thing is to have an emergency fund set up first, and then you start to save for other things. Fourth thing is to automate your savings. If you can, have an automatic withdrawal that leaves your bank account every time you get paid into your savings account. And the fifth thing is to have an accountability partner when you're just starting, when you are still trying to create that habit and also the discipline of saving. Having someone by your side can help. Guys, I feel like I've been talking too much, to be honest. And I'm a little bit exhausted, so I need a cup of tea. I need to just go sit chill. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for commenting. I know you're going to comment. Please share your experiences, your challenges with money and savings and all that good stuff. I would really like to know. I would really like to read them. Let's talk in the comment section. And please don't forget to like this video. Also share this with your friends. Like, share it with your family members, people you think that they are going to learn from this, and this piece of information is going to be useful to them. Please share it, and please guys, don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.